Fallout 4's Commonwealth is filled with all manner of weird, wacky, spooky and dangerous locations. This is one of the main characteristics of the series that has survived the game changing hands and gameplay perspectives. But the place I'll be guiding you through today is something so out of the Fallout norm that I'm making this special weird sort of walkthrough video for it. I found this to be a stupefyingly freaky location. Welcome to my real-time walkthrough commentary video of the Milton parking garage death maze. You'll find the death maze around the Milton General Hospital, and you'll have to look for it in particular because this is an unmarked location, meaning that there's no quest, character or item in the game that can send you here. And considering the type of place this is, the fact that it's unmarked only adds to the creepiness and mystery factor. So as you've just seen, I had to kill a legendary rad roach. This is just the start. Now, when I first entered here, I really didn't know what was going on. I thought it was just like some weird location. But the more I went through it, yeah, you'll see what I mean. So at this point in time, it's still it's a weird little location. There is some sort of barricades, you know, fortifications. Could just as well be a raider base. But the arrows are dubious, to say the least. Hey, that's always creepy. Whenever I see mannequins in the game, it's always a freaky sight. Much more so here. So this is where I got the first inkling that I might have to that this might be a bit something a bit weird. Once I saw the buttons, the first thing I thought of was fuck, not lever puzzles again. And then I thought, wait, this is something I would expect to see in like a Batman Arkham game. This is something like the Riddler would create for Batman or the Commissioner to solve, but definitely we're not in a Batman game. So as you can see now, I went around the buttons to see if there is any type of thing that I can see on the other side, and I can't. So I decided, well, fuck it, let's do it. Wasn't that hard of a puzzle to solve, and we're off, going deeper into the death maze per se. You can see me brandishing my 44. This is my strongest weapon. I'm a gunslinger in this. This is Fallout 4 survival mode, by the way, and I'm running a Black Widow gunslinger build, low intellect. Hence, why you've seen the idiot savant bonus earlier. So yeah, there is like a dead body there with like heads. Really dubious, creepy stuff. And I can hear a turret somewhere. Ah, yeah, look at this. Tripwire, fine. And then a fuck ton of scales. And right there in the distance, grenade bouquets. So that one must definitely be like the most trapped area in the entire game, I think. And as if that wasn't enough, right next to it, that creepy... Oh, there's a turret.
My apologies. I think I've lost them.
A turret defending a Christmas tree. Yeah. And some jet. Fine. I guess the jet really needed protecting. But yeah, that's the type of trap. And then we're gonna go back to this, which I hate these monkeys. I really do. Not only because they're creepy, but because enemies in the game will use them as some sort of early warning system for you. So I always make it a point to shoot their heads off, ideally from afar before they can trigger. So yeah, the super trap room. This was extraordinary, to say the least. So I Yeah, that's idiot savant triggering right there. Nice. So I'm very careful now that I see all of this kitchens, the bathroom scales and the tripwire. Now I'm looking all over the floor for anything that could be a trap. And you'll see later on that's a good policy to have in this place. Hey, Ada. I did get a decent amount of grenades out of this place though. Even though I'm not really spec'd for stealth or into sneak that much, it does come in handy to get the first shot off with a crit, because I am spec'd into crits. 2 more tripwires there, some glowing fungus, and I finally decide to turn on the light. You'll see some gas, oil on the floor. I don't think I ever ignited though. I think I'm careful enough to not ignite it, because I think if you ignite it, then that car might just explode. Hey, another trap. Actually, I think this was an earlier trap that I have already... a missile launcher. Okay, so the missile launcher is meant to explode and set off the oil. Okay, fine, nice. See what I mean with the traps and the weird Riddler vibe, but this death maze is as if the Riddler went completely psycho, and yeah, and it was set in the post-apocalypse. And keep in mind, this is a survival run, and I did not know this was a thing. I did not know this was a death maze until I finished it and then looked a bit into it. So there's a lot of tension with me playing this game, playing through this region, and you'll see me go back a couple of times, just make sure there's nothing behind me or things of that manner, because honestly I didn't want to waste my save game basically. So by this time I'm pretty sure this is a parking garage that was basically refurbished, outfitted to become death maze. Literally, that's what it is. Because, but beyond the fact that there's all of these traps, like that one which had a green wire, which made it harder to see actually, you always find pieces of settlers and dead wastelanders, although you can't necessarily loot them all. These were a couple of people who I guess made it till that point and didn't see that the earlier trap, I disarmed, I'm guessing, which means that whoever created the maze, the labyrinth, returns on a constant basis to check for victims and obviously remake the traps. So it wasn't like a one and done sort of thing, because we see a lot of dead bodies. So after playing through this, I was friends. I do use silencers on most of my weapons in order to maintain my sneak status. Yes, this guy, legendary gangrenous ghoul. Smartly enough, I choose to kill the normal ghoul behind them so that then I can focus on this guy with my 44. In case you didn't know, Ada, besides the fact that she's a great... Oh, putrid glowing one. This is bad. So I shoot him in the legs. And I use up my crits. Critical banker as well. Damn it, Ada. I shoot Ada 3-4 times in the 5 times in the leg. Because, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is when I'm pretty much pissing my pants. Because I'm super low on health. But then again, I do have 3 critical strikes banked. And with the 44 to the head, that's some good damage right there. Now I turn off the light just to make sure, and crouch obviously, just to make sure I go into sneak mode in case there's any others, and I start healing. And actually I'm gonna wait a while for my health to actually get close to max, because again, survival mode, I do not want to lose this save game.
I'll follow, man.
Repairing Ada, the robot repair kit it's weird the way in which it works, and especially if you use it from a crouched position and behind the robots. Yeah, it's weird. So that out of the way, we're only about halfway done now with the labyrinth. It's either the death maze or the labyrinth of doom, but yeah, so I'm doubling back a bit, getting to see all the dead ghouls I just killed, just to make sure there's no other ways in or out, and whilst also waiting for my health to regen. And I think we're off. This is something I started doing. Actually, I wasn't even playing this in survival mode, and I started actually shooting at what I perceive to be ghoul bodies on the floor, because sometimes, well, not most of the times, but sometimes they are actually alive and they're just waiting for you to get within a certain range so they can wake up and try to eat you. So if you can shoot them, shoot them. This is a great tip to do, especially at the beginning of the game, when you go to the super duper mart. Actually, it's a lot of, you'll kill several ghouls that way. Now all of these were already dead, but I don't mind wasting the bullets, you know, because it's a peace of mind. If that costs a stray bullet, and not even a stray bullet, if that costs a 50 cal bullet to a ghoul's already dead head, I'm gonna pay it. And tripwire. And another scale, and another scale, and another scale. See, kids, the importance of using light. And that's another tripwire, and 2 more scales. I gotta say, I love Idiot Savant, man. Especially when it triggers, it obviously triggers randomly, but especially when it triggers after you turn in quests. Holy shit.
What can I do for you?
As a survival character, you know, carry weight is at a premium, so Ada is an insanely great mule basically. I outfitted her with as much carry capacity as possible. Just like 300 and a lot. And I obviously fill her inventory up quite relatively quickly. But it's better to fill her inventory up than mine. So this on the right is actually I think it's a door out of the maze, but right now I'm just like so curious to see what's what that I'm just like, fuck it, let's continue. I see the 3 random doors there, so I'm like, okay, this looks like a way out. Okay, although I think seeing the latch on it, I'm actually thinking right now that there could be more ghouls or enemies on the other side, and whoever made this crazy place barred it so they don't mess with the traps, because we've seen he or she, I'm guessing a he, did use ghouls in the trap. So we have 3 doors, and the first one's trapped. Second one is, yeah, Ada says that a lot. Second one seems only to have a mannequin and further space, but I'm not just gonna go there and not explore what the third one has to offer. So I close the door and I open this up, and lo and behold, trap. 2 traps actually, yeah. Obviously I'm extra careful even when entering the room.
Maybe I could carry some of that for you.
Yes, you should actually.
Hey, how may I?
That's always scary. You heard about that theory that someone put up that all the mannequins in the game are actually synths? I don't know how that would work, because you can totally hear them being wooden, and you can shoot at them and you can tell they're made out of wood. So I think the presence of the weird presence of the mannequins all over the game, I think it's more reference to I Am Legend than that, but it would be weird if all the mannequins in the game were synths, right? So more traps. Need to be very careful. I'm actually surprised I managed to survive the death maze on my first go, but it just goes to show you that playing it very, very carefully does pay off. This is the type of interesting decoration motifs. So this is kind of the end of the death maze. The death maze ends on a, not a double trap, but on a sort of a weird reward dilemma. This is another, obviously I think every door is trapped, so I do that. And I think this takes us to the lair actually of the insane person who did this. Or not, I can't remember. Apparently it takes us to the top of the parking garage. Obviously not part of the death maze, because that's why it was double barred. So these are two, they're obviously trapped as hell. I can see some flames there for obvious flamethrowers. So that looks weird, and I decide, yeah, I'll just leave that for later. Let's finish exploring this level. And oh no, actually this is the crazy person's lair. Has a nice welcome mat. You'll notice an acute lack of traps around this place, so I think he or she liked the quiet. It's not that weird of a place. It has a bed, it has a...
Whoever or whatever was here could return soon.
Yeah, you find this.
Yes.
You find a Hot Rodder magazine. The mine that wasn't actually on. You have a workbench and a bunch of tools and stuff, which you imagine you'd need when creating a death maze in the middle of the Commonwealth 200 years after the nuclear war. This is where I edit a chunk out because I needed to free up Ada's inventory, so I scrapped some stuff and actually upgraded some of my stuff with pieces that I found around this place. So now I go towards the end of the maze. This choose your own gift, choose your own reward pack.
I've never lost anyone before. This failure
The idea is whichever cage you choose, the other one goes in flames. So you basically have to look at what you can see. Apparently I deactivated one of the traps, but I'm not sure that did anything, because I don't know which one I deactivated. Apparently not the one on the left. So right now, look, I see a mini nuke, I see a helmet and a army sort of locker thing, and you can see there's flames on the right side also. So though it doesn't really matter if you. I'm looking for a second flamethrower trap now, but no. So I choose this one. That one opens. There is a mine that explodes, and yeah, as I thought, just as I thought, all the contents of that cage are destroyed. So now I'm kind of afraid of going in, but yeah, obviously nothing triggers. So going in here, apparently the choice was between chems, well, you know, except for these between chems and ammo. And yeah, chems are much more useful, especially in a survival mode, than a mini nuke, which is dangerous as hell anyway to use. And now I'm curious to see what this happens, and yep, that actually starts off the flamethrower trap. So even though I deactivated a trap, I don't know exactly what happened. So right now I'm actually still thinking there might be more of this place, but in fact there isn't. That was the Milton parking garage death maze.